Hello, I'm Bill Dooner, and today I'm going to show you 3 ways to get your 1040 transcripts from the IRS for free. Before we get started, I want to explain why transcripts are so important. For example, let's say you file your return, everything seems to be okay, 3 months go by, and now you receive a letter from the Internal Revenue Service that says you owe an additional $750. What should you do? The smart move would be to go to irs.gov and then head over to the panel that says Get Your Tax Record. Remember, if you call the Internal Revenue Service, it's entirely possible you're going to be on hold for an hour or two and you may get disconnected. So prior to calling the IRS, the smart move is to definitely get your transcripts beforehand. And one of the reasons is the IRS could be correct in the notice and you just have to pay the money or make payment arrangements. But rather than waste your time and become frustrated and tortured by trying to contact the IRS, the smart move definitely is to get the transcripts online. To get your transcripts online, you're going to go to this panel that says Get Your Tax Record. You're going to click here, and that's going to bring you to this screen that says Welcome to Get Your Transcripts. You're going to scroll down a little bit on this screen, and it's going to take you to this panel that says Get Your Transcripts Online. I want to pause here for a moment because when you access your information through the IRS portal, you're accessing very highly sensitive and confidential information. Because it's confidential, the IRS does not allow access haphazardly. You have to go through screening similar to setting up a bank account online or a brokerage account. I'm going to cover the information you need to set up an online account, but before I do that, I want to mention that some people are not able to access the portal because they don't have the right credentials. For those people, they basically have 2 choices. They can get the transcripts by mail by clicking this panel, or there's another way to go is by getting the transcripts via telephone. There's an 800 number, 800-908-9946, and according to the website, once you give them the information via telephone, you're going to get your transcripts in approximately 10 days. The other method is to use this panel here that says Get Transcripts by Mail. I'm going to click on this. The first screen you're going to see is it's a warning sign saying that this is for authorized users only. Once you get past that warning sign, you are then able to input your data such as your name, address, etc. Fairly simple. I tested this myself and it took the IRS about 5 to 7 business days to send the transcripts to me. The first step to get your transcripts online is you're going to have to click this button that says Get Transcripts Online. It's going to take you to this screen. Prior to being able to access the portal, you're going to need to set up an account. So that sign up section here that says Create Account, you're going to click on this panel here and you're going to go through the steps to create an account. Creating an account is fairly simple. You're going to need a smartphone. You're going to need an email. You're going to have to know your personal information such as social security numbers, ITIN numbers, etc. Obviously, you're going to have to know your address and other personal information. In addition to having an email, a smartphone, and your personal information, the major component that you need to verify that you are who you are is financial information from either a credit card, a mortgage, an auto loan, or a student loan. There is no charge to use the service. Again, if for some reason you cannot be approved to use the portal, you have the other option of either getting the transcripts by mail or calling in a request via the telephone, as I explained earlier. Once you've successfully signed up and created an account, you're going to receive an email. After you receive the email, you will be able to sign in and access the portal. The first thing you want to do is go to the login screen. You're going to put the username in that you created. You're going to click on the login. You're going to get to this screen, and once you get to this screen, you're going to enter your password. After you log in, you're going to get a 6-digit security code sent to your smartphone. When you get that code, you're going to enter it in this field here. It's going to take you to this screen, which is a security screen. It gives you information of the history of whoever's logged in on your account so that you can see if there's any unauthorized use of your account. That's going to take you to this screen. When you get to this screen, you have to select a reason. Typically, I select federal tax. You can bypass this customer file number. It's unnecessary. In rare occasions, you may need that as some lender, but otherwise, for most people, they can skip this step. After you've entered the portal, you're going to see this screen, and this screen is where you can access your account transcripts and your wage and income transcripts. There are also 2 other transcripts here, return transcripts and record of account. These 2 transcripts are usually used by accountants. Most people would not know how to decipher those. They're line by line printouts of your entire return, which sometimes is helpful, but generally speaking, speaking, most people are going to use account transcripts or wage and income transcripts. I'm going to show you some samples. But you should be aware that the initial access gives you records from 2017 to 2020. You can expand that and get from 2011 to 2020. And sometimes you should note that for one reason or another, transcripts are not available. This happens from time to time. It's not super common, but it does happen. Once you select one of the years, it's going to then bring up a PDF of your transcript. Let's review a sample account transcript. You're going to notice that on an account transcript, you're going to see the tax year. You're going to see the form number. In this case, the tax year is 2020. Also, you're going to see it's been redacted for display purposes, but if there's a balance due, that's going to show. You're going to also note that the filing status, which is very important, is noted. Exemptions, in this case, there were 2 exemptions. And also, it's going to tell you the date the return was received. Also here, you're going to see the payments that were applied to the account, if there were any penalties added to the account, and also for 2020 you will see stimulus payments on this transcript. This is a very useful transcript for analyzing issues that may have changed the tax calculation. The wage and income transcripts are extremely useful because you can see all the information that's been reported on your account. For example, if you were employed, a W-2 is going to show on this transcript. If you had more than one employer, you're going to see several wage and income transcripts. Additionally, if you received interest from a bank account, that's going to appear. If you received dividends, that's going to appear. So let's look at some examples. This happens to be a W-2 form. It's going to give us all the information from the W-2. The next one down, sale of stock. If you sold stock, the transcripts are going to report the proceeds and the date of the sale. Also, it's going to show if you received, for example, Social Security benefits, that's going to appear. If you receive dividends from stock, that's going to appear. If you had any miscellaneous income from self-employment, that's also going to appear in these transcripts. Just to review, because the IRS is understaffed at the present time due to the pandemic and people are working remotely, they have a backlog of numerous tax issues for many, many taxpayers. It's really a great tool if you use the online portal. This system has been set up. It's great, especially if you have an accountant and you can get your transcripts to the accountant. If there's an issue, if you receive a letter, it's a lot easier for the accountant to understand what's going on with your account if you can provide transcripts. If you found this video helpful, we'd appreciate it if you would hit the subscribe button and give us a like. Thank you so much.